Hey yogis, welcome back for another one of our longer flows. Today's going to be pretty challenging. So what I'm going to ask of you guys is that you grab a pillow and potentially like a small towel or something like that that we can use as a strap later on. Alright, we're going to get straight into it. We will start today in a comfortable seat, closing down our eyes. You can be kneeling like myself, you can be sitting up on that pillow that you just grabbed, or you could be cross-legged. From there, once you've found that seat, get out all of those little fidgets and start to close down through the eyes. Allow the crown of your head to draw towards the sky. Your shoulders to gently fall towards your hips. Start to focus on your breath. It's in this moment of stillness we imagine walking across a bridge, one side being the busy world that surrounds us, and the other side, nothing else exists other than the body and the breath. On this side of the bridge, things are a little more simple. We place down that invisible baggage and we prepare for our practice. Just taking 2 more rounds of breath, long and slow, maybe Ujjayi turns on. And together, let's take 1 more expansive inhale. And breathe the air out on purpose, push your belly button towards the spine. Slowly blink our eyes open, plant our hands down onto the earth, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, spread your fingers out wide. You guys know the drill. From there, bring your right arm out in line with your right shoulder, reach as far forward, bicep by your ears, and keep pushing down through the left hand, and then create a longer line by extending the left leg, and catch that balance. Let's take 1 more breath in, toes away from fingertips. As you breathe out, round through the spine, knee to elbow. A breath in, find length. Think expand, fingertips to toes. Exhale, round, curl the spine. We'll do 2 more like that, marrying that breath and movement. As best as you can, slow the breath down. So this last one is slower than what you've moved before. Right hand comes to the earth, left knee. You can wobble out that left wrist if you feel the need. Once you are ready, ground down through your right fingertips, elongate left arm, keep it straight. From there, start to bring that right leg out. Keep your gaze still, take a breath in, reach, breathe out to round. Push the floor away, round the spine. A long breath in for expansion. A long breath out to contract. 2 more like that, yogis. Once again, move at your own pace. Nothing else exists but this last big breath in. Long breath out, and come back to all fours. Leave your hips on top of your knees. Walk your hands out a few steps in front. We're coming into Anahatasana. So once you feel as if you're ready, start to flare your sitting bones up and drop your chest down to the earth. Here, push the floor away so there's activity through the arms and the elbows aren't fully draped down to the earth. Offer the heart space down to the earth for just 1 more round of breath. Using the strength of the arms, start to push down into the earth to move yourself back up to your all fours. We're going to move straight into our downward facing dog. Pedal out through the heels, guys. And start to feel into this posture. Today we are in absolutely no rush. Just see what the legs have to offer, the lower half. One more breath in this movement. On your next inhale, rise up onto your toes and drop your heels off to the right side. Stay in this downward facing dog shape. Keep pushing the floor away, hips are high, and then just really gently bend through your knees. Keep grounding down through the left hand. Can you guys feel that? If you push the left hand down into the earth and start to take your hips a little more over to the right, we've got this side body length through the left side. Just one more breath out. Breathe in, rise back up onto the toes. Feel that sensation leave. And then drop the heels down to the left side, right hand grounding this time. That space where your arm meets your body, can you flare that out to the side while taking those hips high and off to the left? Just one more breath out. Rise up onto the toes, breathe in. Walk the hands to the feet as you breathe out. Really good, just bend through one knee and then the other. Again, just observing the sensations that enter the body now. Today we're really going to focus on that element of mindfulness, mindful moving. Stop moving through the legs now, find that stillness, belly connected to the thighs. Clasp your hands at your lower back, and then only if it's available to you, start to drop the hands up and overhead. Now if this is a little bit too much, you can simply keep your arms in ragdoll. Yogi's choice, we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths, starting really slow, and coming into contact with every sensation the body offers us. On your next breath out, bring your hands down from whatever bind you took. And as you breathe in, slowly roll up to standing, feeling the spine become straight. At the top, roll the shoulders back and down and just take a moment in stillness. Close down through your eyes. Another opportunity to feel the body in a different shape. Standing is something that we do all day, every day, for a majority of us anyway. So in this moment, can you just appreciate the ability to stand? Appreciate the breath moving in and out of the belly. Whether you're outside or inside, whatever sensation lingers on the surface of the skin. Let's take our last breath out. Over Hastasana, breathe in. Tuck the tailbone under, reach high through the arms. Uttanasana, forward fold. As you exhale, aim for the belly to touch the thighs. Let's take that halfway lift, shifting the crown of head forward in space. Walk the hands out. Find your high plank. Just for a moment, hover here. Tuck the tailbone down and under, broaden your collarbones forward, grip your fingertips into the mat. Here's a little trick for you guys if you haven't heard it before. Start to bend through your knees, take your hips up and back, downward facing dog, and then just creep the toes forward just an inch. And this should be, for a majority of you, how far away your hands are from your feet in this shape. Let's take our last breath out. Right leg rises to the sky as you breathe in. Move really slow. Keep the hips square. And knee to nose as you exhale, tiger curl. Step in between the hands. Crescent lunge. Come down on your back knee. Now we're looking for this 90-90 leg shape. tucking the tailbone under by activating the belly button in towards the spine. Here, peel the toes under, keep them like that, because we're going to lift up out of this shape in a second. Start to reach your hands up nice and high. Now what you guys might be feeling is a sensation through the psoas, the left deep hip flexor. We harp on about this a lot, but we want to really go deep into this left hip. So from here, reach up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, right hand to your hip, left hand, reach it up and over to the right. Now we're creating this side body bend while still tucking the tailbone down and under. And just observe the difference in sensation when reaching that left hand up and over, off to the right. Maybe the sensation is totally different, or maybe it's just amplified. Maybe it's not different at all. Whatever it is, that's what it needs to be. Let's breathe out together. As you breathe in, both hands to the sky, come up on the back toe into your regular crescent lunge. Just take a moment to find balance in the feet. Let's breathe in, reaching high. Warrior 2 as you breathe out. Right knee stays directly on top and centered over the front ankle. Tailbone tucks under, and a real emphasis on the back outer edge of the foot today. We're going to use that in a moment. So as much energy and force going through that front leg, ensure that that's even through the back leg as well. Let's take our last breath out. Get ready for this transition. Warrior 3. Start to square the hips off towards the front. Take weight into that front foot. Left leg will lift and hands will reach forward. Now here we want the biceps by ears. Keep that length just like in that bird dog. Let's breathe in one last time. Dekasana as you breathe out. Swing your arms down by your side. Stork pose. Left knee rises up. Take a big breath in. Now that psoas, those hip flexors that we just opened, now they're working. This is an opportunity to warm them up so we can get in a little deeper to them in the next couple of flows. Let's take one more big breath in, reach up through the hands. Warrior 2. We're going to start to peel open that hip, aim for our left big toe to ground down, and then straight away transfer that weight into the outer edge of that back foot. Arms up by your shoulders. That's a tough transition, to peel open the hips and to direct that weight straight into the back leg. We're going to work a little bit further into that. Let's breathe out one last time, sink a little deeper. I'm right there with you. Here's that release. Straight leg reverse, breathe in, feel the release in the front thigh. Hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Glue that right knee to your chest, no scraping of the foot. And land in that active home base. Just wobble out the legs and notice, is there a difference already? And checking in with the body always. Breathe out. Left leg will rise. Take a long breath in. Knee all the way to the nose. Push the floor away to step through. Back knee drops to the earth. Hands rise up. Keep those back toes tucked under. Feel that anterior tilt to the pelvis, flaring the sitting bones back, and then notice the sensation change as you bring the tailbones down and forward. Really nice. Keep the belly engaged. Let's take one more big breath in. Reach up. Left hand to hip. Right arm reaching up and over. Keep the tailbone tucked under. And this sensation might be totally different. It might not be. Whatever it is, feel it, be there. It's temporary. Let's mindfully breathe out one last time. As you breathe in, both hands to the sky, recenter, lift up on those back toes. Just find that balance. One more big breath in, reach. Front knee stays where it is, peel to the outer edge of that back foot, warrior two. Here you'll be able to see that taking away that anterior tilt, pulling it down in space. Your shoulders don't need to be really high. They can relax, but your arms are really strong. Let's take that last breath out. Prepare for warrior three. A breath in. Start to bring that right hip forward. Take weight into the left leg. Hands reach forward, right leg reaches back. You can keep this leg bent. Totally optional once again. Just catch that balance. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, arms swim down by your side, shoulder blades squeeze together. Whole breath in, right knee will rise. Notice what it's like as you push down through that left foot to lift the right knee. Sounds a little bit strange, but the more we push down, the more we lift up. Let's take that last big breath in, yogis, make it count. Warrior two, as you breathe out, start to peel open through the hips. Take this transition really slow. Big toe grounds straight away out of edge of that foot. Really heavy. And just play around with how much weight and force is going front in comparison to back. We want to even that out. Let's take our last exhale together. Straight leg reverse, that sweet release. Breathe in. Hands to the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Knee glued to belly. Use the core. And step back. Really nice, guys. All right. One breath, one movement. We are all in this together. Mindful transitions. Stick to your rhythm. Let's breathe out. Right leg rises. Take a long breath in. Knee all the way to nose. Open that doorway to step through. Stay high on the ball of your back foot. Crescent lunge. No knee down. Right hand to hip. Left reaches up and over. Breathe out. Recenter both hands. Lift up. Take a big breath in. Warrior two. Peel the hips open. Ground the back outer edge. Breathe out. And get ready. Warrior three. Shift the weight. Reach forward. Lift that back leg with purpose. Dekasana. Swim the arms. Open the chest. Exhale. Stork pose. Push the floor away to lift the knee high. Hip flexors working. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana two. Again, take it slow. Open the hips. Big toe mound grounds. Land that outer edge. Straight leg reverse. Inhale. Find fluidity in this movement. Hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Knee lifted up. Left leg will rise. Breathe in. Take the knee all the way up. Step in between the hands. Crescent lunge. Inhale. Bend that back knee. Tuck the tailbone down and under. Left hand to hip. Right reaches up and over. Breathe out. Recenter. Hands rise. Inhale. Whole breath to a right. Warrior two. Work on that back leg. Exhale. Slow and steady. Warrior three. Reaching up and forward. Swing the arms down by your side. Breathe out. Right knee will rise. Whole breath in. Virabhadrasana two. Think about the way that you're going to place that back foot, that foundation. Breathe out. Straight leg. Inhale. Hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Pedal through the legs. One and then the other. We're going to move through again. Catch that breath. Lift that right leg up. Take a long breath in, yogis. Knee to nose. Open the doorway to step. Rise up, crescent lunge. Tailbone tucks down and under as you center through the upper half. Right hand to hip. Reach up and over with the left. Recenter, inhale. Virabhadrasana 2. We take this transition a lot, but so much strength and awareness there for you. Warrior 3. Shift the weight, reach forward. Dekasana, breathe out, keep the balance. Stork pose as you breathe in. Catch it. Good. Oh. All right, Virabhadrasana 2. We all wobble. So good to remember and never be hard on yourself. Straight leg reverse, breathe in. Hands to the earth. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Left leg, let it rise, breathe in. Knee all the way to the nose. Use that active hip compression, breathe out. Step in between the hands. Rise up, inhale. Left hand to hip, right up and over, breathe out. Recenter and rise, breathe in. Virabhadrasana 2, stay deep in the legs, breathe out. Warrior 3, reaching forward, right leg engaged. Swim the arms, open the chest, breathe out. Right knee will rise. Take a long breath in. Slowly step back. Virabhadrasana 2, breathe out. That straight leg reverse. Reach the left hand up and back. Hands to the earth. Step back. Down dog. Last time, yogis. When you are ready, right leg, let it rise up. Slower than you have before. Knee to the nose. Step in between the hands, rise up, crescent lunge. Perfect time to check in with the mind. Are you still in it? Right hand to hip, left, reaching up and over. Be there for the sensation. Center and rise up, breathe in. Virabhadrasana 2, breathe out, stay deep. Warrior 3, reach those hands forward, trying not to use momentum. Swim them down by your side, Dekasana. Push down to lift up, stork. Use your whole inhale. Virabhadrasana 2, peel open the hips. Find this airy feeling through that left leg. And then when it lands, ground it. Straight leg reverse. Take a big breath in. Open the side bodies. Hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Last one. Left leg. Let it rise. Knee all the way to the nose like you haven't done it before. Step. Rise on a strong foundation. Breathe in. Feel buoyant. Right hand up and over. Breathe out. Reach further. Recenter and rise. Virabhadrasana, exhale and ground. Here we go, Warrior 3, that tough transition. Reaching forward. Hands down by your side, breathe out. Stork pose. Some uneven floor. If you're there with me, you know what I'm talking about. Virabhadrasana 2. Slow and steady. Really test the body control and land. That straight leg reverse. Take a longer breath in. Hands to the earth. Step back. Downward facing dog. Nice, guys. Notice how quick your breath has become. Just observe the sensation in the lower half. We're going to reset with a little something different. Let's breathe out. Rise up onto your toes, breathe in. Bend your knees, exhale. Step, jump or float to the hands. Halfway lift, take a big breath in. Fold over, bellies to thighs, breathe out. Urdhva Hastasana, optional little back bend as you inhale. Uttanasana, belly lands on thighs as you breathe out. Take that halfway lift, crown of head shifts forward. Plant the hands, step or jump back, low plank. Upward facing dog, peel open the chest. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Not what you expected, right? Let's go again. Breathe in, rise up. Bend the knees, breathe out. Step, jump, float. Land, halfway lift in. Fold over, breathe out. Keep the breath steady and smooth. Over Hastasana, baby back bend if the belly can support you. Uttanasana, fold. And take that halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands, step or jump back, low plank. Up dog, open the chest. And down dog, breathe out, pause. We usually find this at the beginning of class. And yet now it's in the middle. Are you staying mindful? Can you commit? Or are you becoming complacent and are you turning off? We're going to go through our sun salutation aid just one more time. Yogis, commit. This is temporary no matter what you're feeling. On your next breath in, rise up on purpose. Bend your knees. Step, jump, float like you want to. Take that halfway lift, a big breath in. Fold over, slow breathe out. Hands rise up. Over Hastasana, back bend there if you want it. Uttanasana, fold. Halfway lift, sitting bones, crown of head away from one another. Plant the hands, step or jump back. Upward facing dog, open the anterior side. Downward facing dog. Yogis, really slowly rise up onto your toes, ripple forward. Hug your elbows, lower all the way down to the ground. Place one cheek to the earth. Close down your eyes. Pause here. Start to feel the breath. Feel your belly expand and push against the earth. And then when you take that passive exhale, feel the diaphragm move up the body to push the air out. We're going to take 3 long breaths just like this. See if you can control that exhale to bring the heart rate down. Know that is a choice. And when we control the breath, we enter that emotional control room. Do so mindfully. We'll take just one last big breath in. And a long breath out. Really slowly start to bring your hands down by your side, chin to the earth. We're coming into Shalabhasana. As you breathe in, peel chin, squeeze shoulder blades and chest up off of the earth. You can either clasp the outer edges of your mat or start to reach towards your toes, and then maybe you lift your legs up to extend this dish-like shape. Crown of head reaching forward. Keep your gaze down, not looking up. This is to strengthen the back line, create better posture. Let's take one more big breath in here. Lower down slowly as you exhale. And wash your hips from side to side. We'll do that just one more time. Bring your feet together, chin to the earth. On a breath in, peel up. Once again, do so on purpose. Know that this is temporary. It's often here personally, I want to switch off. I'm right there with you if that's how you're feeling. But as best as you can, keep pushing through. Know that your body is more capable than your mind will allow it to feel. Let's take one more big breath in together. Lower down, breathe out, hips from side to side. Observe the length and speed of your breath. And start to feel your heart beating against the mat. One more breath in. And maybe you open your mouth side out. Bring your right elbow in line with your right shoulder, if not just above. Ground down through your right hand. Use your left hand to peel you open to that right side. We're coming into an open chest stretch. Draw your shoulder blade down your back. Allow that right cheek to gently rest on the earth. We'll stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Begin to roll towards center and set up on the other side. Left elbow just above the shoulder, if not in line. And start to peel yourself open to that side. And keep drawing that left shoulder blade towards your hip. Lock the shoulder in towards the socket. That's going to keep it safe. Mindfully noticing every second of this sensation. Not needing to label the sensation, just feel it. This is when the body creates a conversation with the mind, in comparison to the mind overriding it. Let's breathe out for the last time. Begin to come towards center. Push up to your knees. And just so we're in a good position, walk them forward, lay down on your back. Make sure there's a bend in the knees and that the heels are nice and close to the sitting bones. Before we move, I ask that you place your hands on your belly and feel your breath. Yes, it's no secret we've worked hard. But these moments to pause and to check in are so important. So for this next breath, I ask you to do exactly that. Really slowly, together we set up for bridge pose. Ground down through your big toe mounds first and feel a really stable foundation through your feet. As you begin to breathe in, peel the hips, the lower back, the upper back off the earth. And once you get to that point, roll your shoulder blades in and underneath, open your chest, lift your hips higher. If you can't roll your shoulder blades underneath enough, you can clasp onto the outer edges of the mat and ground down. You choose what arm variation is going to work for you best in this moment. Just keep the knees energetically hugging to the midline. Squeeze the glutes, lift up through the hip points. One more big breath in. Lower down really slow as you breathe out. And wash the knees from side to side. Once again, no need to escape the sensation. We know it's temporary. Just mindfully move the legs and watch it subside. We have 2 more back bends up for offer. 2 more. So for those of you who don't have wheel in your practice, you will create 2 more bridges. For those of you who do have wheel in your practice, you have the option to come into bridge one more time and then come into wheel, or do 2 wheels. 3 different options. Stay with bridge, do it twice, 1 more bridge and then wheel, or 2 wheels. For those of you who are going into bridge, I really encourage you to do so now. For those of you going into wheel, come into bridge also. Once you get your hips as high as they can, bridge, stay there. For those of you in wheel, start to frame the head. And what we want to do is push straight up into this posture. Make sure your knees are hugging to the midline. Your toes aren't flared out to the side, but they're pointing straight forward. Keep pushing the floor away. Keep the breath really fluid. Just 1 more round. Using a breath out to lower. If you're coming out of wheel, land on the backs of your shoulders, your shoulder blades, and then release down to the earth. Windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. No matter what variation you took, we're going to do 1 more back bend together. And this back bend will be a 3 breath hold. In bridge or wheel, yogi's choice. Don't be afraid of wheel. If you haven't tried it before, maybe today is the day. We've worked pretty hard to get into that shape. So let's move there together. Support each other. Know there are others doing this with you. On your next breath in, peel up. Make sure the toes are pointed straight forward. Either stay in bridge or push up into wheel. 3 breaths, yogis. See if you can commit. Just 1 more breath. Lower down slowly, safely. Hug your knees towards your chest. A little rock from left to right. Feeling the lower back receive this sweet little massage. Close down your eyes, observing the heart rate, observing the breath. Now that pillow I asked you to get before class, now is its time to shine. So grab hold of your pillow. We have 2 different options for this next posture. This is to reactivate the parasympathetic nervous system. You're either going to place your pillow underneath your hips and lift your legs to the sky. This is option 1, Viparita Karani. If you don't have a pillow, you can use your fists just like I am. Or if you are one of those special yogis that can manage to come into shoulder stand with no pressure in the neck, you are more than welcome to make your way there. Just please keep your gaze up towards your toes. So people entering Viparita Karani, please make your way there. For those of you heading into shoulder stand, using a touch of momentum, lift your hips up, hug your elbows towards one another, catch your lower back. Make sure the gaze is up towards the sky. Keep the belly on. Control through your breath. Allow every exhale to be full. Every breath in to feel like true expansion of the body. We're going to stay here just for 1 more breath. Viparita Karani, stay exactly where you are. If you are in a shoulder stand, maybe you come into plow. Placing your toes up over your head. Release your hands from your lower back. Clasp your hands behind you. Push the outer seams of your arms into the earth. Viparita Karani, please still stay. We have one more breath left in plow. And then if you are in Viparita Karani, plow or shoulder stand, gently, controlled, bring your body back down to laying on the earth. Allow your eyes to close, your body to lay flat. Especially if you're in plow, start to observe the freedom of your breath. Feel the expansion of the midsection. Enjoy that wonderful feeling. And allow the diaphragm to move the air out. Just one more breath, just like this. And bring your hands down by your sides, your palms facing the earth. Wherever they land, slowly bring them in and underneath your body. We're coming into fish pose. So as you breathe in, tuck your elbows underneath, roll your shoulder blades underneath, ground down through your elbows to elevate your chest. Drop your head down in space. We're not applying any pressure to the crown of your head. Just allowing it to gently fall back to open through the throat. And keep pushing your chest towards the sky or ceiling. One more round of breath. Slowly lift the chin to the chest. Drop your back down to the earth. Come off of the arms. Hug your knees into your chest. And give yourself that loving hug you are so deserving of. And then once you feel as if you are ready, gently rock and roll up into a seat. Land here for a moment. Catch your breath. And this is one of the things about yoga. It's amazing what the body goes through along this journey. Appreciate where you are in that journey. We're coming into Sukhasana next. Your left leg, bring that shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. What you guys will notice here is I'm not coming into cross-legged. I'm bringing that knee outside of my hip. I'm trying to aim my knee as close to in line with my hip socket as much as possible. And then your right leg, your right calf, bring that to your left shin. So we have this beautiful box-like shape in the legs. Slowly point your sitting bones back in space. Grow really tall through the spine. If you feel this in your outer hips already, stay. There's no need to fold. But if you'd like a little more sensation, maybe you gently journey the chest forward in space. Now for me, I like to stop where I feel first point of sensation. Close down my eyes. And come into contact with it, feel it. Become familiar with it. And then once you become a little more familiar, maybe your chest starts to drop a little bit more, or maybe not. Whatever feels right, you stop at your depth. It'll look different every single day. And just really slowly breathe. Welcoming your thoughts. And just as quick as you welcome them, you say goodbye. Knowing they have no place in this practice, not yet anyway. And just 2 more breaths here. slowly peel up, really slowly. Bring your right sole of your foot to the earth and your left heel towards your right sitting bone. And then bring the outer edge of your right foot to the outer edge of that thigh, coming into a seated twist. As you breathe in, reach your left hand up to the sky. And as you breathe out, twist off to the right. You can hug this leg in, or you can simply push the outer edge of your arm, your tricep, into your knee. Just really slowly find a breath in, release. And then as you breathe out, grow tall and twist. One more like that. Breathe in, sweet little release. Breathe out, tall and twist. Come back to center really slow. Release through the legs. Right shin parallel to the front edge of the mat. Knee as close to in line with the hip as possible. And then the outer back edge, of the calf along the right shin. Sitting bones back, crown of head up. Find your first point of sensation. You might not need to move at all to find it. It's just really nice to become familiar with it. And rather than forcing a huge amount of amplified sensation in the body, can you slowly introduce it? Just allowing the body to find the sensation when it feels ready. Just a few more breaths. One last big breath in. And a breath out. Rise up. This time, left sole of your foot to the earth. Right heel to left sitting bone. Draw that knee to the midline. And then that outer edge of your left foot to the right thigh. Grow tall, reach up through right hand. And as you exhale, twist to the left. When we twist, we never want to be rounding through our spine. We should never be doing more than 2 movements through the spine at once. So as best as you can, lift up and out of your sitting bones. And then find a twist. For these next 2 breaths, I invite you to follow them with gentle movement. As you breathe in, release. As you breathe out, twist. One more like that. Gently come back to center. That towel, strap, whatever you got, it's time to shine now too. Lay down on your back. Leave your left leg where it is. Get the strap or the towel, or maybe you use your hands if you have the range, and either strap it over your foot or clasp peace fingers on to your big toe mount. You can keep a bend in this right knee. Just start to draw the right foot towards your face. We're finding a stretch for the right hamstrings. We're going to stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Last exhale, yogis. And then really slowly release that right leg down and pick the left up. using your strap, your towel, or gripping onto the foot. A bend in the knee more than welcome. Not worrying about depth. The body is doing exactly as it should. Begin to separate yourself from the idea of needing to do anything. In this moment, I invite you to do nothing at all. The body will breathe. The body will find length and space. But that awareness that you are, allow it to do not one thing at all. Slowly release the left side. Land in Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of your feet together. Your knees knock out wide. Lift your arms up overhead. Clasp your elbows. Your body, offer it to gravity. Your breath, fluid yet slow. Surrender your body into this posture. Three more rounds of breath. Last inhale, midsection expands. As you breathe out, land in our last and final pose, Shavasana. Begin to set up. Lay your body long. Mindfully fidget if you need to fidget. Get out those last little bits of movement. And then once you feel as if you are ready, fully commit to stillness within the body. And in the mind, do nothing at all. Gently begin to guide your attention back. Mindfully feel back into your physical body. Introduce movement. But please know, yogis, if ever you'd like to stay in Shavasana, that option is totally yours. Allow, if you're ready to move off, that movement to slowly bring you up to a seat. Eyes closed down. Hands land in Anjali Mudra. Bow your head to your hands. Together we acknowledge the practice, we acknowledge each other, and we acknowledge ourselves. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, so much for joining me. Seeing those views go up, knowing that you're practicing and moving with Tyler and I means more to us than you will ever know. So thank you so much for your support. Please reach out if there's anything else we can offer you. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day.